I'm currently staying in the Philippines while preparing for an around-the-world bike trip with my partner, Noryne. We've spent the last few months getting prepared, buying our gear, and cycling around what might be the most beautiful city in all of the Philippines, Iloilo. Now, while this has been amazing, we didn't feel fully prepared for an around-the-world trip just yet. So, we decided to plan something smaller. A nice relaxing trip to a nearby island called Guimaras, which is supposed to have some of the best mangoes in the world. However, we would later find out that this trip would become anything but relaxing. And so, with almost zero preparation beforehand, we packed our bags, got on the bikes, and headed to the ferry.
Just waiting for our ship there. It's like right there.
So after a 20-minute ferry ride that only cost us about £1 each, we arrived in Guimaras. And I gotta say, it definitely lives up to its reputation. It is a beautiful island. And it definitely helps that there was a nice breeze blowing and the sun was out. It was a beautiful day.
Hi there, I'm beside you.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I think this is what we call balete tree. Jesus Christ, and that is a hell. We're gonna need to like turn right.
Hey there, little buddy. What a chill guy. Sniff inspection. Wow.
It's a must.
He's very polite.
Now I get to show you what might have been my favourite moment of the trip. We just cycled to the top of a small hill and were taking a quick water break when a tiny cat came running over to us. And I swear, if we had space anywhere on the bike and were allowed to take it, that cat would have been adopted.
Oh my god. Try Jack, yeah. He can adopt you, he's the boss. He's just going for your hand. He's not thirsty. He just wants home.
We ended up naming the cat Bimby. This is the point in the trip where things start to get a bit less relaxing. We'd already made one wrong turn, but honestly, that wasn't too bad. It was a bit rocky and we did lose the rear light for Noryne's bike, but that's fine compared to what we were about to go through. See, the beach we were trying to get to was called Capatagoan Beach, and there's very limited information about it online. It's quite small, and again, we didn't really do any research beforehand. We kind of just looked at the map and thought, yeah, sure, we can get there. Now, just as we were about to turn to head to the beach, we saw a sign that said Capatagoan Beach on it. However, that was a little bit confusing, as it was supposed to be the turn after this one. So we stopped and asked a local if this was the right way, and they said, yeah, this is the way to Capatagoan Beach. So we decided to ignore Google Maps and go off on a road that has no markings whatsoever, in the hope that we'll get to the beach. Now, when I tell you this was a bad idea, that is heavily underselling it. This path was not built for bikes, over some incredibly sharp, steep, and slippery rocks. We didn't manage to record much of this, unfortunately, as we were more focused on hauling our bikes down this almost 45-degree cliff. However, after what felt like hours, but was probably less, we managed to hike our bikes down to the beach. The relief we felt when we finally got there, it's indescribable. We were exhausted at this point. We basically had to carry our bikes the entire way, and I'm pretty sure I ended up slipping 3 times on the way down there.
Still the night won't let me go chasing after echoes all the same. Or will I run from what I feel? Every step just turns the wheel. In the dark your voice remains.
So after getting settled down and unpacking the bikes, we ended up paying for a small cottage just to the side of the beach, which was pretty nice to be honest. There wasn't much protection from bugs or anything like that, but at this point, that was the least of our concerns.
Every door is open wide, all the pieces falling into place.
After a pretty good time at the beach that morning, we unfortunately had a lot on our minds. And that was the fact that we needed to drag our bikes almost the entire way back up. Which is something we really didn't want to do, especially since our bodies were still pretty tired from yesterday. So we decided to start doing a bit of investigating. And that's when we found out that wasn't the right path. It was one of the paths, however there was another one where the map had told us to go. The only problem was that this beach was separated by a small patch of rocks. There was two sections to this beach, the part that we were on, from the path that we had to take, and divided by a small patch of rocks. On the other side was a smaller area, which is where the other path led.
Our plan is, over there, right in the corner, there's another beach right beside us. It's just separated by a little patch of rocks. And we think, once the tide goes out, we'll be able to walk the bikes around, and then there's a path from there we can take.
So we decided to wait, and as soon as the tide got low enough, we made our escape. It's worth mentioning, however, that although this path is significantly better than the other one, it still wasn't easy.
Hello po.
Saan po yung palabas po na ano, yung sa daanan po? Dito po. Okay, thank you po.
Kaya nyo?
Apo, kayo po.
Wala po, hindi.
I have seen all I needed to see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That should be done with this wicked, dumb freak show mystery, and pass it on to someone who believes. What on earth were we thinking? And how the hell can it feel so good to be sinking? And who could have pictured, even in his wildest, wildest dreams, that we'd come to love each other more as digital machines? Oh, there's no use.
We survived.
Barely.
Barely.
We no longer have clothes, we only have sweat. Every single part of me is
Yeah.
moist.
It's so funny how we're like kind of like close to like the road, but we don't know yet like how close we are. And then we started
Yeah.
like hearing the motorcycles.
It's just so dense in there.
Where are you going, little guy? Trying to hide. Oh, that's a freaking big one. We're just waiting for a ferry, watching sunset. This is perfect. Goodbye, Guimaras.
Hear that lonesome engine sigh as the desert train rolls by. Try to make Lone Pine by morning. Miles of highway in the sand, kicking dust in cowboy land, riding all the daylight through. Dunes under more highways sun, tumbling sagebrush.